All right, so it's noon o'clock on the East Coast and 9 o'clock on the West Coast. So we get started here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. My name is Tim Brady. I take care of the marketing here at EnergyWare. If you guys could go ahead and mute your lines for right now, and feel free to, type anything in the chat window as we go along, and I can answer it as we go or as we at the very end. Let me see here. All right, so just to let you guys know a little bit about EnergyWare, we're a national LED technology company. We take care of energy consulting, architecture, manufacturing, and electrician and installation all in one. So no longer do you have to go to different vendors to be able to get an LED implementation completed. The one important thing about us and the exciting thing is that we get 90% of our business through referrals. So it's people like you that necessarily don't know a lot about LED, but know the right people and know the right industries to contact, that just kind of throw over the fence to us. We do what we do best, and then you get paid at the end. It's pretty much that simple. I'm going to go ahead and fix the audio in here real fast. This recording will also be put up on the YouTube channels and the interwebs, so if you miss something, you can definitely refer back to this. All right. All right, so while I know enough to be dangerous here, the marketing-wise, I necessarily don't know all the technical aspects, so if you have any technical questions, hold on to them or type them in the chat window, and we'll be able to reach them and touch them at the end. All right, so EnergyWare was founded on 3 basic principles: to eliminate wasteful energy, as energy rates have risen over the last 10 years, about 30%, to provide a world-class experience, and to provide a consistency in brand. Now, the consistency in brand is very important because you might have customers with 10 different locations or warehouses around the country. However, they want to have the same similar implementation in each of those, and they don't want to have to manage each of those individually. And so the nice thing about EnergyWare is we're a national company, and we can install your locations the same exact as your other locations. The nice thing about LED now and lighting is that it's all synced up with the Internet of Things. It can be controlled from one single point anywhere with a smart device and internet connection. One thing to think about when you're looking for LED prospects is that lighting can take up to 43% of your electricity bill. That's important to think about. So if there's a way to eliminate that 43%, a lot of your customers will be interested in seeing how that can be done. So what to think about is that energy savings with LED can be about 75% compared to your aged lighting. So that 43%, we can save 75% off of that with an LED implementation, because LEDs convert light at a lot better rate than older aged lighting. And older aged lighting basically takes a lot more energy to heat up the bulb, and that energy is wasted with heating up the bulb. And also your HVAC is required to work harder to keep the units and the facilities cool. So if we can cut down on both of those, we can cut down on your energy costs and definitely save you a lot of money. So this brings you guys in. Why are you here? Who can you look for? A lot of us in the industry have worked in the, you might have found this through iAgent, which is telecommunications on the channel side or the agent side, providing telecommunications and cloud and data solutions to customers. And you have these customers maybe you've worked with for 10, 20 years that maybe move to the cloud now, or maybe have a system that has no need to be updated, or they have everything can provide them. So, there's really nothing that you can reach out to them, but until now, you can look at lighting when you never thought of providing an LED solution to someone. So how do you identify an LED prospect? Well, by industry, pretty much any industry, retail, manufacturing, property management, government, healthcare, anyone that has aged lighting is a candidate for LED. Also, aging infrastructures. If you've noticed, your current customers or people prospects that you've come across in the past have an old data closet, or they have an old phone system, or they're running off Cat3 cabling or something, most likely their lighting is also aged. So it's something to keep in mind. Or you can also just go in there and notice, is it dimly lit? Is it the lighting making a lot of noise? Is it overheated? Those are also other things just to keep in mind when you're out, viewing a customer site. What you can also do is take advantage of your close contacts, and that's where 90% of our referrals come into play. So like I mentioned, you have these customers you work with a long time, and so you feel more comfortable asking them these questions. Have you looked at your lighting before? Have you thought about LED? A few questions that I'll show you in the next slide. But it's really just a natural progression to technology, really. It's not just a separate thing. It's not just, hey, lighting is completely separate from what I'm currently selling you, because everything, as I mentioned, is now connected with the Internet of Things. So, your phone system and your lighting solutions and your, anything else can be all connected under one central management location, and that's why it's not that crazy to ask if someone's looked at lighting before. But what do you ask? If you have the right prospect and you have the right contacts, how do you bring it up? Few easy questions. Ask them, have they evaluated LED technology in the past? Are they familiar with local rebates? Most all LED options will give you, or LED prospects will have the opportunity to qualify for a local rebate for energy savings and providing green energy and LED lighting to their facility. But the most important question is, can EnergyWare come in and provide a complimentary professional assessment with no future obligation? So we'll fly out to any of their locations if it's not within our 6 or 7 offices that we have nationwide, and we'll go and we'll audit each of their locations. It's about a couple hours. We'll bring the team out there. We'll assess their current lighting, see what what things they might need to change, where we could add things, and we'll take a look at their energy costs and see where we can save them money, and we'll compile a comprehensive ROI for their solution. So it's really that simple. Now, who do you ask? You can ask your current IT contacts if that's who you're familiar with, and they'll get you in touch with the right people, or the CEO, CFO, owner, or someone that's in the facilities section. So once they've agreed to a complimentary assessment, what do you do? Well, you just reach out to EnergyWare. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Michael Bertamini. You can reach out to our website. There's many different ways, and we want to kind of form a relationship with you. We don't want to just say, hey, send us over who you think is a good candidate, who's thought about a professional assessment, and we'll talk to you later. We want to just kind of have we'll sit down with you. We'll set a conference call with the customer. We kind of want to all be in this together. And you'll get a copy of these contact information and these slides, so you don't have to write these down. But there's many ways to contact us, and we have a lot of people that are in your industries that have got together with us with one lead, with one customer. It's worked out great. They're part of the 97% that have recommended us, and they keep going back for more. And it can be a healthy bonus that can add on to your current day-to-day job. So once they've signed up for the professional assessment and they think that's a good deal, and the audit and the ROI, it all works out, the EnergyWare, we come in and do our magic. We're the lighting architect. We bring in the best-in-breed manufactured products. We consult for realistic ROIs, and we do the installation and provide the warranty. And once that's all installed, then you get paid. It's pretty much that simple. You earn a referral bonus once the sale is complete, and we'll reach out to you and make sure you do what you're owed. I do not know exactly the referral bonus, so if Michael jumps on, he might be able to give you an idea of how much you can make for something like this. However, I do know people that have referred a lot of their current customers, and they make a healthy amount, a good amount, a very good amount. just a few before and after pictures. We come into offices, we can provide LED, like we can go in the gyms, factories, tennis courts. You can see the difference in increase in illumination. So not only do we save you energy costs and money, but we can also increase your illumination. Again, warehouses, industrial, a big opportunity for us and for you, because a lot of these people are operating on old age lighting and don't think about, you know, the benefits of LED. A local fixed-based operator here in Chicago area, Priester Aviation at Chicago Executive Airport. This was referred to us by someone just like you guys. We went in there, we installed brand new LED in their hangars, illuminated their beautiful citations for their corporate passengers, their offices, and their waiting areas. Save them $26,000 a year, return on investment just over 3 years, and this person also earned a referral bonus. So what we want to do is we want to work with you to be able to, you know, make you comfortable in providing LED leads to us. You can get as involved as you want, or you can be, you know, uninvolved and kind of just throw it over the fence. But we're here to work with you as much as we can. So, I mean, what you want to do is kind of think about, based on this slide deck, is who might qualify, who might be a good prospect for this. And if you don't want to reach out to these people, but you think they're a good prospect right off the bat and you want us to work with you on the first few, no problem. Just reach out to me, reach out to Michael Bertamini. And what we'll do is we'll kind of ask you questions on what to ask them, or, you know, just kind of walk you through the best way to approach these possible prospects. So this has been a really successful thing for us in the past. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I didn't want to take too much of your time. We've, like I mentioned, over 90% of our customers come through referrals just like this. So even if you don't think you know much about LED, or if you don't think that there's that many people out there, I mean, really, LED is sweeping the nation. There's so many. I mean, within, 10, 20 years, it's going to be mandated for a lot of these customers and states. I think California is already working that way, where LED isn't mandated because of energy savings and green energy. So I'll stop sharing right here. I'll kind of pop up the audio. I didn't want to go too fast for you guys, but we'll see if you guys have any questions. Let's see here. Bill, is there anything maybe you want to add to this, what I've mentioned?
Okay, I'm back. I did want to let everyone know that we have one of the, if not the highest payout in the industry for agents. That being said, there's plenty of local companies out there that do smaller jobs than us, because we're in the commercial and industrial space, which is a little larger. And I have a lot of my agents that have actually become, in their own right, master agents, where they actually have individuals who do the auditing from other companies, meaning companies that do auditing. They cherry pick them and they work with them for, and everyone gets a piece of the pie, and it's very successful that way. It's more like a master agent situation. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
It really works out well.
Thanks. Anyone else have any questions that have come up from here? Anything?
Tim, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Ray out in California. I noticed that, like in my particular area, there are, well, first of all, I've got a huge hospital center here, very nice one, highly rated, and I walked through there a couple of days ago, and I am not kidding you guys, these guys are on 20th century lighting. I mean, the entire setup, it's a huge facility. Parking lot, you know, the wall packs outside of the hospital, everything you can think of, it's all old-fashioned lighting. I'm just wondering if I'm thinking positive, thinking big, if I was able to bring it to you guys and they were interested, can you guys handle like a big installation like that? Again, I know I'm thinking a little bit ambitious here, but why not?
Absolutely. That's really, other than the fact that it's a hospital, and the reason I say that is sometimes hospitals act slowly. And they also might have their own electricians on site. But other than that, we will turn it around quickly and professionally, and they will be extremely satisfied, extremely, with what we do. Because of the timeline, we're probably, and I've been in the industry almost 4 years now. I was in telecommunications for 30. We're probably the fastest install company on the market right now. And when you think about what we're selling, right, reduction in operating expenses on a monthly basis, every month that you go by that you don't do it, it increases the actualized cost, right? So if we can get it done in 30 days or 38 days, that reduces their operating expenses even further, because no one out there really does that, and I just want you to know that. So hospitals, large factories, tennis courts, any kind of sports facility, we're kind of in the commercial and industrial space, but obviously retail space as well. We target our market typically based on square footage of the building, but however you guys come across them, we will always professionally take a look at that for you.
Excellent.
This is Dave Martin. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. I have a couple questions for you. First of all, about the LED products themselves, do you manufacture them themselves, or do you have a supplier, or do you have a variety of suppliers?
I can answer that, Tim.
Sure.
When we say best in breed, what we do is we review the products internally and we select the correct product. So that's a very good selling point on our end, because out there in the market, you might have a manufacturer who has a manufacturer's rep going around. Well, he's only going to offer you one type of product, right? Hey, I work for Sony, I'm going to sell you a Sony. I work for, Level 3, I'm going to sell you everything that's on a Level 3 network, and that's it. You want anything else? That's the power of being an agent, correct? I mean, it's the same thing as when you're an agent in, in any other industry. What we do, we're not agents, we're a full-blown company, but what we do is we review the products that are out there, and where other companies are locked into one manufacturer, we are not.
Okay, that's great. I wanted to ask you real quick about the commission, because I have worked with other LED providers, and I've been offered different commission amounts up to 30% of net. And I was wondering, are you guys in that range? Are you more like 10% of net, or what do you think that you're offering?
Well, because I can say that because of our actual full product itself, which includes installation, so it's installation, warranty, shipment of the product, professional electricians that are out there. Even if ours was 10%, in that range, the actual sale that we're selling is a larger sale, because if you're working with a manufacturer, they're selling lamps.
Right.
We sell a project. Like if I was going to work on that hospital out in California, it would be a full-blown project, and the reason people do it with us is they sign it and they forget it. They don't have to worry about figuring out if that's the right lamp, not being happy with a lamp that they, I'll buy 10,000 lamps. We don't just sell lamps, we sell the entire project, and we're doing extremely well at it, because a lot of people in industry, in business, they know they want to do it, they've heard of it, but they don't want to buy lamps, get their electrician to put it in. And typically what you're talking about is tubes. A lot of these companies sell a lot of tubes, 8-foot tubes, 4-foot tubes, and so the project that we sell is larger.
Okay. Another question I have is, what is your typical size? We've talked to everything from a national retailer all the way down to a church or a school. Do you do small, one facility type projects?
What I'm targeting currently is, because I'm an agent manager out of the Northeast, so I guess it's good that I'm on here. What we're targeting currently, what I'm doing, is I'm going with, I start at 25,000 square feet and above. So a lot of these data sources that you use, you can actually punch in 25,000 to 40, 40 to 60, and 60 to 100 square feet facilities. And that's how I target it. But certainly, Michael could talk to and about the multi-location retail facility or the multi-location sports facility, which I'm working on a very large one here in the Northeast. And there is power as well. I just want to jump in and say there's power in the fact that if you have a national retail outlet, that the quality of service, the QoS, is going to be the same all across the United States. So when they see us install it in their headquarters, and they go, man, I wish I could know it's going to be exactly like this in all 52 of my stores. Well, pretty much, we're one of the only one-stop providers like this that can say that, and we will do it in a timely manner. So I don't know if I answered your question.
No, I think, but it sounds like you probably would not want to do a one-off like a church or a field house or something like that.
I do. The majority of my installs and projects are one location facilities, but they are also manufacturing, factories.
Okay. You said square footage.
Yeah, square footage, and also as you get used to the industry, you'll realize that if there's a lot of high bays, which are the lamps that are high above, like 30 feet in a facility inside, those tend to be a little more expensive. So you can, if there's 20 of those or 40 of those. And what's great about our agent program currently is that we want all of you to become active, right? So my suggestion is bring it to the table and let us evaluate it, and we'll do it for you, make you some money.
And about that, if we bring a prospect and you visit and you do an assessment, do you do the follow-up work too? Like, let's say you give them a proposal and then they say, well, let me think about it. Is it in your hands at that point, or do you expect us to continue to follow up with them and try to close the deal?
Currently, the way I handle it with my agents is it is more like a hybrid situation where it's more a lead agent program currently, but I do have other agents that, bring me paperwork, just like you would in telecom or any other industry. Here's your paperwork, here's your signature, because they've been on board a little longer, they get it, they've been out with us a couple of times, they see what we do. You can always do that as well.
Okay, now I'm sorry, I just have one more question. What is your kind of competitive advantage? Actually, it's two questions. What is your competitive advantage versus another LED provider, say like Cree or somebody? And secondly, do you do outdoor installations, or do you focus only on indoor installations?
We actually, the exterior lighting is a big play for us.
Yeah,
so when you talk about parking lots, strip malls, airports, any facility that has a lot of exterior lighting, that is a good area for us. The competitive advantage that we have is that we are not locked into one manufacturer. Everybody knows Cree. Everybody sells Cree. We can install Cree. We can install other products that are better suited. I've seen that across the board, that many of these products are just not real. They're kind of force-fed because it's one manufacturer. And our speed to installation is phenomenal. And the fact that we have a quality of service because we utilize licensed electricians and don't outsource the installation end of it.
That's great. Thank you.
This is Jack Williams, and I have a question that was just raised by what you said. The Do you all do your own do you have your own installers?
In a majority of the cases, they're employees.
Yeah. Okay. So you and what? I'm sorry. What is your name? Are you Bill?
Yes, Bill Grasso. I'm the Northeast Regional Agent Director.
Okay. And you're out of New York?
I probably can tell that by my accent, but yes, I handle the entire Northeast. But you know, I can work with anyone and help anyone as they come on board.
Okay. Do you market controls as well?
Yes.
So do you do HVAC? Do you integrate lighting with HVAC, or is it strictly lighting?
Oh, it's strictly lighting, but I think Tim touched on it earlier in his presentation. He was talking about it right in the beginning, how everything is integrated nowadays to your smart device, and he was talking about a number of CFOs and national facilities managers that we know that actually love to have that on their iPhone, where they can, you know, dim lights in the daytime, which cuts even further into their energy costs, and then, you know, bring them to the correct illumination towards the evening. Those applications, if you will, are you know, they're more, in my opinion, a little bit more hype than what they actually do for you, but customers love them.
Do you work with engineers, or do you work direct? Is the person that you like to go to first is like the CFO, or who do you usually go to?
The CFO seems to be a nice area, because, you know, he's not the person who's going to walk around the building with you, but you know how it is. If you work with a CFO and then you say to someone, "Oh, the CFO said I should call you and do this job and look at this facility," you get somewhere with that. You know, it's just like anything else.
Yeah, it's just like if you're going to heaven, go to God.
Exactly.
Any other questions, guys? I appreciate all these.
I've got a question out here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so like I told you guys earlier, I'm out in California, and of course you guys know that California, living in California, it comes with, you know, probably some of the craziest rules, some hurdles that businesses have to get over to get established here, and it is a big pain for me. But it also means that we don't have any smog alerts that I remember when I was a kid. Kids here don't know what smog alerts are, so out of those crazy rules comes some good things. You know, it's like I'll tell you, throw a little bit of props out there for my state. So, but I'm wondering about, in particular, because of that, because of all that red tape that companies have to go through, I was looking a little bit at like some of the industrial requirements for companies to qualify for rebates and whatnot. Holy cow! I hope you guys. I'm assuming that your people, your accounting / technical people, the auditors, are up to date on, say, like for instance, how complicated California is in particular compared to the rest of the nation, as far as, you know, what you have to go through for companies to get the rebates. And you see where I'm going there?
Sure. We have a number of people in the organization that actually review, study all of the states that we work in, and make sure that we're up to code, if you will. And also because we will facilitate the rebate. That's what we do, and that's another, you know, many companies do that out there, but we will facilitate it and make sure they receive their rebate. That's part of the gig.
All right, Bill, thanks a lot. And I do know that I mean, I believe enough in LED, the very little bit that I know about it, to know that even without rebates, it's still a great deal for a big company, a medium to big company, to put LED in. That's just thought to throw that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, you know, if you start researching it a little bit online, there are so many secondary benefits of LED. You know, the maintenance cost. If you're working with someone who has 52 30-foot poles in a mall, and they have metal halide lamps up there, the maintenance of just going up and changing a metal halide that burns out every couple of years versus a 10-year life on this product is something.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Bill, question. Have you run into nationwide clients that say, well, we are beginning to roll out LED lighting in Houston and in New York City, and they're already in a program? Have you been able to replace them, whoever's doing the work, or is that something it's too high hanging fruit? We should pass on it.
Well, actually, I've had some success because here's what's happened in the LED industry. It depends how long that project has been going on, but I've had success with, for instance, hotels that have installed LED lighting 4.5 years ago. And now they have a contact, they're going to roll it out, they did another one, but typically they're not happy with the product, and here's why. Because I want to relate it to an industry. What industry are you in as well? Is it just LED or?
We are a generalist, and we connect buyers and sellers of products and services. So it's not just LED or building controls. It could be solar windows. It could be computer software. We're all over the place.
Right. So, try to think of like the product that was available in one of those industries 5 years ago and how it's changed and morphed and become a lot better. That's what's actually happened in this industry. The LED products that we sell today and install today the technology is a lot different than it was, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. So I've actually had some success with that. Because of the fact we only use metal heat sinks in our products, that we use beefed up drivers. This is getting a little technical, but the bottom line is I have had success with that. Just asking, well, okay, just give us a try at one location. Take a moment, take a breather, let us do this one location, and we'll see who's better.
Good.
This is Dave. I have another question. If you've done federal contracts or if you've done federal or state projects like with universities, and if you're, SWAM or small business or minority owned, or any benefits you might have for for government or GSA contracting.
Right. Currently, I have not personally done any government contracts. Matter of fact, with the 3-bid system, the request for proposal, et cetera, and then the fact that it takes, sometimes a full quarter or 2 quarters to actually get the end result. We have not gone down that route yet, but that doesn't mean our internal people wouldn't look at it and see if we can get us on that list if you need us there.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
How many employees do you all have nationwide?
I think currently we're around 20.
Okay.
And Tim mentioned something before, which is really interesting as well. We're so dedicated to the quality of service and the national branding that he mentioned something that I hope everyone heard. We fly people in. I've had instances where I've done installs and we've flown our crew in. It's really unheard of. We've hired one local electrician with all the licensing, and our electricians come in. And something that's also a differentiator with us that I just want to throw out there is, let's say you have a manufacturing facility or a factory or a large facility where it's in use many hours a day, most of the day, we will actually install at the customer's time of preference and the days of preference. I had a couple of jobs where we installed starting on a Friday night at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we went through the weekend, and then we didn't come back during business hours the next week, which a lot of these other people want to do, is be there and do it 9 to 5 or whatever, 9 to 6. We actually did it in the evening when this factory was very slow. And again, 97% of our, well, 97% of our customers are extremely happy, but we get about 90% of our business through referrals. So we're very, very particular on that.
Great.
Excellent. Thanks, everybody. If you guys have any other questions, you can definitely direct it to the contact information that I've had on the PowerPoint. I'll send that out to everyone as well. And you know, we want to build a relationship with you guys, so we appreciate all the questions. We appreciate, you know, wanting to be on this webinar. And so we'll reach out to you guys. You can reach out to each individually. You can reach out to us, and we can kind of take the next steps and see who we want to target next.
Thanks.
So, if you guys don't have any more questions, thank you. Appreciate you guys for the time. Thanks, Bill. And we'll talk to you guys soon. So enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.